Amazing people. We've got another example now of compound interest, and we're asked to find the amount that will be in the bank account after 7 years if $3,000 is invested at 12% per annum, with the interest rate paid in the first case of A, yearly, in the case of B, quarterly, in the case of C, monthly. So in all of these here, what we're going to use is we're going to use the compound interest formula of 1 plus r to the power of n. But the key aspect here is for each of these, we need to make an adjustment for each of them. Now, with the first example of doing it yearly, what we're going to have is A is equal to 3,000, because that's our principal. It's going to be times 1 plus the rate. The rate in this case is going to be 0.12, and the time period is going to be 7 because there's 7 years here. And so if we just simplify this before we work it out in a calculator, that's going to be 1.12 to the power of 7. And this result gives us 6,632 and 4 cents. Now, in the next one, this is where we've got some changes to take place. For the first instance, we're still going to have 3,000. It's going to be 1 plus, but the interest rate is where things start to, we make a change. So since it's quarterly, we're going to have the interest rate of 0.12, but instead of just having it by itself, we're going to divide it by 4 to compensate for the 4 quarters that make up a year. So as we continue then, we also have another change we need to make where we're going to have 7, but in this instance, we're going to times it by 4 because each of those extra quarters, which has been implemented here, means there are 4 different periods in a year where its interest is going to be paid. So as we work this one out now, what we end up with is we have A equals 3,000, and this instance is going to be 1.03, and it's going to be to the power of 28. So in this interest here, we're going to have $6,863.78. So you'll notice here we've got that extra interest which has been earned here just by having the interest calculated more frequently. And so it's compounding a bit quicker here. Now let's move on to monthly. Again, this is going to look largely the same, but we still have those changes to make to the interest rate. So in this case here, we're not going to divide by 4 this time, but by 12 for the 12 months in a year. And in addition to that, we're going to have 7, but then we're going to times that power by 12 as well. So now what we're going to have is 3,000 times 1.01 when the interest rate is divided by 12. And then we're going to have that to the power of 84. So as we work this one out now, what we end up with is 6,920.17. And you can see how there's that extra interest which is earned on top of this as well, showing the benefits of having your interest calculated on a more regular basis than just occasionally like it is in the yearly one.